Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about a very important concept in obstetrics, that is your GTPAL score. So before we dive into today's topic, let me ask you one simple question. If I say this woman is Z3 P1 A1 L1, do you clearly understand what it means? Many students get confused with such terms because we often use them like a code language in obstetrics. And that's why before we talk about this GTPAL score, we should know about what this G stand for, T stand for, P stand for, A stand for, and L stand for. Okay, we should know about the basic term of pregnancy like abortion, preterm, postterm, intrauterine death, Gravida, parity, because these all are the building blocks of obstetrics. If your base is strong, you will never get stuck in exam. Okay, if you understand those concepts, whatever questions examiner will give you, you can tackle it. So let's begin this today's sessions from the concept of these abortions. Okay, so in the last sessions we were explain in detail about the abortion. So what we studied, according to who, we were learning that abortion means terminations of pregnancy, right? Termination of pregnancy, terminations of pregnancy before 20 weeks, means less than 20 weeks of gestations if termination occur, or else fetal weight less than 500 grams, then we call it as abortions. Okay, terminations of pregnancy before 20 weeks or fetal weight less than 500 gram, we will call it as abortions. So let's make a diagram like this. If the terminations of pregnancy occur during this period from 0 to 20 weeks, means less than 20 weeks, we will call it as abortions. This period is below 20 weeks. Okay, before the age of viability, then we will call it as abortions. If terminations of pregnancy before the age of viability less than 20 weeks, in between this period, we will call it as abortions. Okay, now the second thing is, let's learn about what is IUD, intrauterine death. Okay, now the same thing somehow, what is intrauterine death? If death of fetus after period of viability, viability, okay, we will call it as intrauterine death. So after the age of viability means more than equal 20 weeks, but before birth. Remember, this is the definitions of intrauterine death. So death of the fetus after period of viability but before birth, then we will call it as IUD. Let's give an example. If baby dies inside womb, okay, inside the womb after 20 week, but before delivery, then we will call it as IUD, intrauterine death. Now we will learn about another one concept, that is your stillbirth. Okay, stillbirth. So what is the definitions of stillbirth? Stillbirth means death of fetus during the process of delivery. During the process of delivery, if fetus dies, then we will call it as stillbirth. So you should know about the definitions of abortion. That means terminations of pregnancy before 20 weeks. IUD, intrauterine death, death of the fetus more than equal 20 weeks, means after the period of viability. And stillbirth means death of the fetus during the process of delivery. Okay, now the fourth concept. What is fourth concept? Preterm delivery. Preterm delivery. What is preterm delivery? If delivery occurs between 22 to 36 plus 6 weeks, we will call it as preterm delivery. Okay, what is term delivery? Term delivery means if delivery occurs between 37 to 41 plus 6 weeks, we will call it as term delivery. What is post-term delivery? Post-term delivery. So if delivery occurs more than equal 42 weeks, we will call it as post-term delivery. Okay, now let's make the diagram in this graph. Okay, if the delivery occur between 22 to 36 plus 6 weeks, means below 37 weeks, we will call it as preterm delivery. Okay, the ideal time to get the baby delivered is between 37 to 41 plus 6 days. So we will call it as term delivery. Okay, if the delivery gestational age cross more than equal 42 weeks, we will call it as post-term delivery. Post-term delivery. I hope those terms gets clear one by one. Now coming to this, the concept of Gravida. What is Gravida? Now this is one important component of your GTPAL score. This GTPAL. This G stand for this Gravida. Okay. Now what is this meaning of this Gravida? So Gravida means number of times a woman has been pregnant regardless of outcomes. Okay, regardless of outcome, we will call it as Gravida. Means total number of times a female becomes pregnant irrespective of the outcome of pregnancy. How many times the woman gets pregnant, no matter the pregnancy ends with abortion, ectopic pregnancy, preterm delivery, post-term delivery, term delivery, whatever it is, if the woman gets conceived, if the woman gets pregnant, we will count it as Gravida. Okay, suppose let's give an example. Let's give an example of a woman is pregnant now. Okay, pregnant now, and she had 2 past pregnancies, 1 live baby and 1 abortion. So 2 past pregnancy, 1 live baby is there, and 1 abortion. This is 2 past pregnancy. So we don't care about the outcomes. We don't care about whether she gave birth to a live baby, whether she aborted, okay, 1 baby, no matter. We just count those pregnancy. So how we will count what is the Gravida of this female? See, here she is currently pregnant. We will count it as 1. 2 past pregnancy. 1 is live baby and another 1 abortion. So total Gravida we will count it as 3. Okay. So just simply remember how many times the woman gets pregnant, that will be counted as Gravida. Okay. I hope it's clear. Now then, yeah, another one concept is like, what is Nulli Gravida? Nulli Gravida. See, null means 0. Null means nothing. So the simple meaning of Nulli Gravida is any female who has never become pregnant. Okay, who never gets pregnant, she will be considered as Nulli Gravida. What about Primi Gravida? Primi Gravida. Primi means first, pehla. So Primi Gravida means if a female conceived for the first time, we will consider it as Primi Gravida. What about Multi Gravida? Multi Gravida means, multi means more than 1 time, right? So the same definitions, if a female conceive more than 1 time, we will consider it as Multi Gravida. Okay. What about elderly Primi Gravida? See, primi means for the first time. Gravida means pregnancy, number of pregnancy. Elderly means aged. Okay. So the definitions of elderly primi gravida means if a female age more than equal 35 years and conceive for the first time, we will call it as elderly primi gravida. I hope you clear with this concept of gravida. Gravida means number of times woman has been pregnant. Okay, no matter in which way the pregnancy gets terminated, whether it is a preterm pregnancy, whether it is a term pregnancy, whether it is a postterm pregnancy, whether she gets aborted at 20 weeks, whether she aborted at 13 weeks, whether it's a ectopic pregnancy, whatever it is, we will counted it in gravida. Okay, nulli gravida means null means zero. So a female who never gets pregnant will be considered as nulli gravida. Primi means first. If a woman gets pregnant for the first time, we will consider it as primi gravida. Multi means more than one time. If a female conceives more than one time, it can be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever it is, we will consider it as multigravida. Elderly primi gravida. Elderly means above 35 years, a female gets pregnant for the first time, we will consider it as elderly primi gravida. Okay. Now, this is all about your gravida. Now coming to the concept of parity. Okay. Parity. What is the definitions of parity? Number of pregnancy that reached viability. That means more than equal 20 weeks. Okay, then we will call it as parity. Now how will you make it clear? Let's give an example of, think it as milestone. If a woman cross the viability period, then we will consider it as parity. Okay, now if a pregnancy crossed 20 weeks, okay, 20 weeks, we will consider it as parity. Whether the baby was alive, whether it's a stillborn, whether it's twins, all will be counted in parity. Understood? Now, again, there is further subdivisions. What is nulli para? Nulli para. Null means, again I say 0. So, if a pregnant mother, if a female during her pregnancy never crossed viability period, we will call her as nulli para. She can conceive for multiple times, or for the first time, for the second time, for the multiple times, but she never caused this 20 weeks of gestation, then we will never consider her as she crossed parity. Okay, she will be considered as nulli para, as she never caused the viability period of 20 weeks. That's why we will call her as nulli para. What about the primi para? Primi para means the woman, she has one viable pregnancy. Okay. So those are the definitions of various basic term. Okay, term of pregnancy you should remember. Now coming to this, again we will briefly discuss about those terms. So what you understand from these abortions? If termination of pregnancy occurred before 20 weeks, we will call it as abortions. IUD means if fetus died more than 20 weeks. After this 20, we will call it as IUD. Preterm delivery means if delivery occurred between 20 to 36 plus 6. Okay, 36 plus 6. We will consider it as preterm delivery. What about postterm delivery? If delivery occurs if delivery occurs more than equal 42 weeks, we will call it as post-term delivery. What about term delivery? If delivery occurs between 37 to 41 plus 6 days, we will call it as term delivery. What about Gravida? Just simply remember total number of pregnancy. Total number of pregnancy. How many times the female get conceived, that will be considered as Gravida. What about parity? How many times the pregnancy reached to viability period. Okay, viability period, we will call it as, means more than equal 20 weeks, we will call it as parity. So that's all about those terms: preterm, term, post-term delivery, Gravida, nulligravida, primigravida, multigravida, elderly primigravida, parity. What about nullipara? What about primipara? So those terms you need to remember before you understand the GTPAL score. Now coming to this GTPAL score. What is this GTPAL score? This GTPAL score is a code language. Okay, it's looking like a code language from where you will be knowing about the full obstetrical history of a woman. Okay, when a woman come to you in the case sheet, you will see that one code language is written, this GTPAL, and the few number will be there. From this you will be knowing about what is this GTPAL, what is the full obstetrical course of this woman till now. So this G stand for Gravida. Okay, this T stand for term pregnancy, this P stand for preterm pregnancy, this A stands for abortion, that means terminations of pregnancy before 20 weeks, and L stands for live birth, how many living child is there. Okay, that will be considered in L. Now this is the time to give example. Okay, let's give an example of a woman. A woman is currently pregnant and she came for follow-up to you. Okay, she is giving history like she has had 2 full term deliveries. She is giving history like this to you: 1 preterm delivery and 1 abortion. All 3 children are alive. So what will be her GTPAL score? So she is giving history like this. Okay, now you have to find out what will be her GTPAL score. So first we need to count the Gravida, how many times she gets pregnant. See, she is currently pregnant, so that will be considered as first Gravida. Then she had 2 full-term deliveries. Again, that means 2 times in past she gets pregnant. 1 preterm delivery, here also she got pregnant, right? Pregnancy. So here also 1 Gravida will be counted, and 1 abortion. Whatever it is, abortion, live birth, whatever it is, you should not think about the outcome, but you have to count it in Gravida. So again here 1 pregnancy you have to count. So total how many Gravida you are getting here? See here, 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1, 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1. Okay, so total 5 you are getting. So Gravida will be 5. Now coming to the term pregnancy. See here clearly written 2 full-term deliveries. Full-term deliveries means that will be counted in term deliveries between 37 to 41 plus 6 days. Okay, that will be the term deliveries. Now then 1 preterm delivery. Preterm delivery will be counted in 1. That occurred between 20 to 36 plus 6 days. Okay, that will be counted in preterm. So term delivery you got 2, preterm delivery you got 1. Here clearly mentioned 1 abortion history she gave you. So here abortion, A stands for abortion. So A will be 1, and 3 children are alive. So living children will be counted in here. So L stands for living children will be counted as 3. So that will be your GTPAL score. Here G stands for your Gravida, means total number of pregnancy. T stand for your term delivery. P stand for your preterm delivery. Okay, preterm delivery, one preterm delivery here mentioned. A for abortion. Abortion. Here also it is clearly mentioned one abortion history. And L for your live children. Okay. 3 children are alive. So that's why you are written it as 3. So as simple as that. You have to find out the GTPAL score like this. Let's come to another example. Okay. The second example. Second example like a 28 years old woman, okay, is pregnant. She is currently pregnant, okay. And also mention she is woman is pregnant for the 4th time. For the 4th time means previously 3 times also she got pregnancy, okay. And her history reveals, what history reveal? That one spontaneous abortion. Spontaneous abortion at 8 weeks. The first history is like this. Second history is one preterm delivery at 32 weeks. And also mention that baby alive. Okay. Baby is still alive. The third history reveals that one term delivery. Okay. One term delivery at which week? At 39 weeks. Here also she mentioned that baby is alive. Now you have to find out the GTPAL score of this woman. Okay. Now let's find out one by one in a simple and easy way. GTPAL score. G stand for Gravida. So how many times she got pregnant? See, the woman is pregnant for the 4th time. This pregnancy is the 4th pregnancy for her. So total Gravida is 4. As simple as that. Currently she is pregnant and previous 3 history. 1 history, 2 history, 3 history. So 3 times she got pregnant and this is the current pregnancy she came with. So total 4 times she got pregnant. That's why Gravida will be counted as 4. Now what is the T stand for? T stand for term delivery. Okay. Term delivery. Now find out where she gave her term history. Term delivery history here in the last line. One term delivery at 39 weeks. Okay. So one will be counted in term delivery. Okay. Now P for preterm. P for preterm delivery. Where is the preterm delivery history? Whether she gave? Yes. She gave that one preterm delivery at 32 weeks. That means it's occurred before 37 weeks. Before 37 weeks will be counted as preterm delivery. That's why P will be considered as 1. She gave history of one spontaneous abortion. See here one spontaneous abortion. No matter whether it is spontaneous abortion, inevitable abortion, missed abortion, complete abortion or incomplete abortions. All abortions will be counted here as abortion. So one abortion history also she gave. So A will be counted as, 1 will be counted in abortion in A. Okay. Now here baby alive in preterm delivery. Here also baby alive in term delivery. So total 2 baby is alive. That's why living children will be 2. Total 2 babies are alive. That's why her GTPAL score will be G4, T1, P1, A1 and L2. As simple as that. Okay. Now the third example. Let's give the third example to make you more clear. Okay. A woman has had 3 pregnancies. 3 pregnancies. Okay. The first pregnancy delivered at 38 weeks and baby alive. Baby alive. Second pregnancy, in that question itself it will be mentioned like this. Second pregnancy is twins pregnancy. Twins at 34 weeks. Both alive. That is also mentioned. Both alive. Third pregnancy. When she got pregnant for the 3rd time, abortion occurred. At which time? At 12 weeks. Abortion occurred. And also it is mentioned that she is not currently pregnant. She is not currently pregnant. Okay. So what will be her GTPAL score? See how nicely in question they mention all detail. Now let's find out the GTPAL score. GTPAL score. See, Currently C is not pregnant, but C has had 3 pregnancy. Here first pregnancy, second pregnancy, third pregnancy. So total how many times C got pregnant? Total 3 times C got pregnant. I will write like this. Now term pregnancy, what I said, T stand for term pregnancy when it occurred between 37 to 41 weeks plus 6 days. Okay. So this is the term pregnancy. Let's find out which one is her term pregnancy. C. In first pregnancy, she delivered at 38 weeks. So it is the term pregnancy. Remaining all pregnancies are term pregnancy? No, it occurred in 34 weeks. So it is not between 37 to 41 plus 6 days. That's why we won't count it in term pregnancy. And third pregnancy is a case of abortion. So that also we won't count in term pregnancy. So only one term pregnancy you can see here. That's why we will write it here as 1. Now coming to the P. P for preterm pregnancy. Where you find the preterm pregnancy here? Sorry, let's where we will find the preterm pregnancy. See, you can see here it is a preterm pregnancy. When preterm pregnancy occur? Preterm pregnancy occur between 20 weeks to 36 weeks plus 6 days. So as it is occurs at 34 weeks, we will consider it as preterm pregnancy. Okay. Now coming to A. A stands for abortion. Whether her pregnancy, any one of the pregnancy is aborted? Yes. In third pregnancy, see, abortions occur. Abortions occurs at 12 weeks. That's why here abortion also will be 1. Now coming to the L. L stand for live children. Okay. Live children. Now how many live children she has? See, here baby alive and in first pregnancy. Okay. So one baby alive. L is equal to 1. But listen carefully. In second pregnancy, she gave birth to a twins baby, means two baby, and both alive. So here total live child how many? 2. So from first pregnancy 1 and from second pregnancy 2. So total live children for her is 3. Understood? And in third pregnancy it's aborted, so baby died. So live children total L is equal to 3. I hope it's clear. Now the new concept for you is, if it is a case of twin pregnancy or triplet pregnancy, okay, triplet pregnancy, whatever it is, gravida will be always considered as 1. Now, if it is a case of twin pregnancy, if the mother is having total 2 baby in the womb, then also parity will be considered it as 1. But live children, if the mother delivered the baby and both alive, then L will be counted as 2 because both baby are alive. Do you understand what I'm saying? So no matter how many babies are there inside the mother's womb, parity will be considered as 1 if she crossed the viability period. Gravity also counted as 1 because in single pregnancy she is going to give birth to how many babies inside the womb, that doesn't matter, but as she get pregnant, that's why I will be counter gravida as 1. Okay, if she cross the viability period, no matter how many babies are inside the mother's womb, parity will be counted as 1. But the live children will be different depending on how many live babies she gave birth through a single pregnancy. Okay, I hope it's clear. Now there is another one concept. Sometimes you will see in question paper like this, GTPAL score. But sometimes you will see the question like this, GPa+b+c+d. They are looking like different. So sometimes student gets confused. They think like both are different concept. But from now onwards, you should remember this GTPAL score and this GPa+b+c+d both are same concept. Just they look different. Okay. Now same concept. Now I will understand. I will make you clear. This G stand for gravida. Okay. T stand for what I say? Term birth. Means more than equal 37 weeks. P stand for preterm birth. Means between 20 to 37 weeks. A stand for abortion. Okay. Means if the terminations of pregnancy occur below 20 weeks. And L for living children. Okay. Now if I give example like G4, T1, P1, A1, L1, you should understand that the woman is having total 4 pregnancy, total 4 times. She conceived. She is having 1 term delivery. She is having 1 preterm delivery. She is having 1 history of abortion, and she is having total 1 live child. This is the meaning of this G4, T1, P1, A1 and L1. Now, instead of saying GTPAL, if I say from here like G4P 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, the same meaning will be like this. Here GPA+b+c+d. Here this A, you should know about that. The meaning of A is term birth. Term birth means if the delivery occurs more than equal 37 weeks. B stand for preterm birth. Preterm birth means between 20 to 37 weeks. C stand for abortion, if termination of pregnancy occur below 20 weeks. D stand for living children. Okay, total number of live children the woman is having. Now, if I say this G4P 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, simply you have to understand total Gravida is 4. Okay, 4 times she got pregnant. P1, here this 1 means term birth. Here this 1 means B, that means preterm birth. Here this 1 means C, that means abortion. Here this 1 means total number of living children. Okay, that is considered as D. So that means the simple concept is that this GTPAL and GPA+b+c+d both are considered as same concept. Here only the P is stand for parity, not preterm delivery. But here this P stand for preterm delivery. Only the basic difference is like this. Other remaining all concept is same. Okay. So, alright everyone, I hope you all enjoyed this today's sessions on the GTPAL score. Keep revising the concept and practicing more questions for better understanding. Thank you for joining in today's class. Stay consistent, stay motivated and keep learning. Thank you student.